Hey guys, what's up? Giver the Beans here. This is going to be a little quick video. Well, hopefully going to be a quick video because my past few videos have been pretty dang long. And I know you guys like to watch like 3 to 4 minute videos, and I kind of carry these things out a little bit too long. But what we have here is an 8-speed. Okay, I'm going to get you some close-ups here in a second. We have an 8-speed with a high and low, comes out of a wheel horse. And I'm going to do a little quick video on how to take this thing apart. Alright, so let's get up close and see what we're looking at. Okay, so here is the 8-speed, looking pretty dirty. Yeah, this thing's mutilated. Look at that. Yeah, but young fella brought this to me, wanted me to split it open, look inside of it, doctor everything up, make sure everything's okay. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not an expert on these things. I've had a few split apart, so yeah, I wouldn't say this would be the best how-to video, but for someone that wants to split one of these apart for the first time, you know, lock the diff or something simple like that, this will be the video. Alright. Okay, first thing you want to do when you take this thing out of the tractor is try to get these hubs off. Okay, these hubs can be a pain or they can slide off super easy. It's kind of hit or miss. You don't really know what you're going to get. You just kind of have to hope for the best. I've beat one hub for 2 hours. Like one of my videos way back when I first started doing YouTube. I had a jack and a chain put on a hub and punching the axle. I mean, it was just a horrible time. And then the other side just popped right off, no problem. So yeah, awesome that they already had these hubs off. Huge plus. While we're talking about very difficult things, we'll go to this guy. The hitch pin goes through here. That thing can also be a pain to get out. Took me forever to get mine out. It was awful. It was a pain. The fella that sent this to me said that it was horrible. He said it was so bad. So yeah, I'm glad that's already out of the way. These can also be a pain. Your pulley and your little brake drum set up here, but not near as bad as this. You know, torch, PB blaster or something like that, hammer, beat the crap out of it. Well, don't really beat the crap out of it. You can bust those hubs. And the worst case, you're probably going to pull an axle out. And if I remember, we'll go in here and I'll show you how to fix that on the inside. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take the set screw out for the shifter. 7/16. You definitely got to have this guy out. You don't have to do it first, but it's better to go ahead and take it out. Yeah. Not in bad shape, really. We'll go ahead and twist that guy back in there so we don't lose him. Okay. One important thing I almost forgot, make sure you drain this out. Don't know what kind of nasty gear oil is in this thing, but there's a little bitty bolt in the back. Unscrew that, tilt it around, and we'll look at the nastiness that's in it. Here it is in the back, and it is a 1/2 inch, like a, oh man, we better go ahead and grab something to dump this in. Okay. Ew, that is sludgy. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, get this pulley off. Got your little bolt in it right here, little set screw. It is 8. Go ahead and take that thing out. Now, like I said, I don't know how easy this is going to come off. This could be a pretty big battle. If it's too big of a hassle, I'm just going to leave them on there, and we're going to have to deal with like a crooked trans or whatever, you know. It ain't no big deal. We'll see. But the brake, I definitely got to take that off, and I've struggled with those in the past. Yeah, so we'll see what's going to happen. By the sound of it, I think we're going to have a guest. Sounds like we got Ron coming up the driveway. I guess he's right in time. He loves this kind of stuff. So you guys might see him wandering around with me in a second. There he is, Ronald Ritchie himself. He made it. All right, Ron, you're good to go. Grab the camera up, make sure you don't
need
fall.
that wedge, don't
Oh!
What?
Look how lucky that was.
I was gonna say we need that wedge. Well, evidently we don't need it.
That was luck. Holy crap.
Nice 16th wrench. You got one?
Right here. We're gonna leave this brake band on. It'll be alright. You got 6 of these bolts all the way around, 9/16 on both sides.
Oh, there it is.
Find you a chisel, a punch of some sort. Gotta work around this seam. Split that old gasket open. I think these originally come with a gasket. Or I think they might just have gasket maker from factory, I'm not sure. Yeah, sometimes they're kind of a pain to get split, but you just gotta keep working around it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and try to pull this open. Sometimes they get stuck on the axle, and that's why I was talking about sanding it before. Yeah, see the axle right now, it's kind of getting stuck. Little peck, nothing too hardcore. Yeah, you don't want to be hammering on it too much and mushroom that axle out. Right, go ahead, Ron, give her a few more pecks there. There it goes. Alright, so now it's got to the point where we're going to need a punch, or maybe you might be able to use the chisel. Let me fix you guys a little bit. There, maybe? Yeah, maybe. Alright. Pull up. Yeah, this is why you should sand those. damage those needle bearings or seals. Oh. That is nasty. It's your rag. That's pretty handy.
Oh yeah. I don't know, so far I don't think nothing major wrong with it.
Alright, brought you in a little closer. Yeah, kind of gunky. So, see a little bit of grindage here, but right off the bat, we don't see any kind of
Major damage.
chipped teeth. Shipping forks look okay. The bearings are good, if you guys can see over here. Got you a big bearing here, you got your small needle bearings in here.
Right here. Right here, where's that?
Yeah, okay.
Center axle.
So what the kid said is that put it in gear and it slips
We're
and
about to pull
pops.
this axle out and
Yeah.
pull the diff apart.
So
It's in this
I don't know if you
vortex.
can really see this right here, but we're spinning this axle and it's connecting to nothing. It's just slipping.
That's
So
where the problem is. Well, here you can see them good.
so
Right here. Right
as
there.
Ron was spinning this axle, I noticed those are a little too slick in there. Definitely stripped. The axle gear is toast. So
Yep.
that is our issue this entire time. We're going to take the diff out, split it open, see if any of the planetary gears in here are also stripped, clean it up for the best we can. We're not going to clean it up super good, but
I will say it's just main gear on this axle right here. I believe the
yeah.
main gears are good, in my opinion. They're turning this.
No, we have an even bigger problem.
What's that?
The other axle is stripped
Oh, it's
also.
got teeth gone off of it. I see that.
Look down there.
Yep.
So both axle gears
They're toast.
are toast for sure. 100%. So we're going to split that open and take those out. Alright, so take the diff out. You just pull the sucker straight up. But like we said, you got to sand those axles or it'll do that and mess up your seals. Which you're supposed to change your seals out when you split these anyways. So we're going to sand this axle or do something here to get this diff on out. I'll get back with you all. The diff is out. And we found some of these. Look at that. Teeth. Pretty sure it just fell out of the diff. And we also have a bad bearing down in there. So look at all these teeth in here. Look at that. Just a big wad of teeth over there. So yeah, this has been, there's teeth over here too. It's shredded. Somebody had a lot of fun on this thing.
They need to be a little easier on their toys.
Yeah, something's going on.
They must grind them until they find them.
Grind them till they, oh my God. Guys, look at this. Look at all these. Look at all these pieces.
I'll wait to get these out. It's here we'll
Oh.
take this big gear out.
They're caked down in here.
No, we'll take this big gear out. Let's get them out.
Mm-hmm. Chunk after chunk.
Lordy
Got
baby.
my magnet up there.
Alright.
Right here over. My magnet might do it. Yeah, there we go.
Lovely.
Oh my gosh.
There's a little piece on it, not much.
Yeah, a lot of glitter. Man. Yeah, so we're going to be taking the Probably be taking some of these gears out to look through this a little bit better.
You don't want them to stay in there, that's for sure.
No, you leave those chunks in there, you're gonna have more damage in the end. Should I just drop them back in there? for content.
That little chunk makes it more weight.
Yeah, it adds more weight in the rear when you leave those chunks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I said this or not. Make sure you take these apart with the brake drum up, because if you don't and you split it apart with your input shaft up, all your gears are going to fall out and it's going to be a mess. So yeah, brake drum up all the way. Now, oh yeah, you can see right here. I have to move this up a little bit. Oh man, so many chunky chunks. Free spinning axle, not touching anything. Same over here. Both of these axle gears are stripped. We're gonna pop this sucker open. Was my impact dead?
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we're gonna be doing it the old school way. Poor impact is so abused. I'm sorry, I beat stuff. Oh yeah, torque baby.
Well, I got an impact. I just gotta go get it.
Alright, well I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're probably gonna pause the video and grab something a little bit faster. But you have what, four of these?
4 bolts.
Yeah, 4 of these bolts take off or take out. What are they? 9/16?
Yeah.
9/16 on both sides. Yeah. Pretty self-explanatory. You guys got that. We're gonna take this out a little bit faster. Yeah. Smooth teeth, smooth teeth.
Never seen got a busted gear here.
No teeth. No teeth at all.
Busted gear right here.
Busted tooth on a planetary. A little bitty chip. Would be chip there on a planetary. There. Both of these. A little bitty chip there. Yeah, so a little bit of damage. Oh, what I was talking about earlier, if your axle slides out, this clip right here, no biggie. You can find you another one, Tractor Supply probably. Yeah, easy clip to replace. This probably just popped off and is floating around in your diff somewhere. I hope I've been getting all this. My screen went black and I can't see, but I'm gonna guess and say that I have been. Some busted teeth in here. This is completely smooth. Look at
This right here could have been the problem, cause this.
And the other one's pretty busted up too, but it has at least some teeth. God, look at that, son. If that ain't Eastern Kentucky, woo-hoo, barely any teeth. Look at that. Heck yeah. That's where it belongs. It fits in well here. Alright, so the plan is go take a look at my old 3-speed that we split apart. See if these 3-speed gears are the same. We're gonna try to throw them on there and see what we come up with. Alright guys, here's one of my old 3-speed axles. I'm actually shipping these axles out to a buddy of mine. About 2 hours away. He's planning on coming and riding soon. You guys have to keep a lookout for that video. But yeah, this is just nasty. But it's good teeth. See? Flat teeth, nothing wrong with it. We're gonna hope that they're the same. So what we gotta do is pop this roll pin out and yeah, see what happens. Okay, I thought this was gonna be a short video, but due to all the carnage we've been seeing, it might be a little longer. Alright, so like I said before, you got to pop that clip off. What do you call them things, Ron?
I can't remember. Snap ring.
Snap ring, snap pliers, 2 screwdrivers, and what did the guy use? I seen a picture on Facebook. He used 2 tiny screwdrivers and something in between them or something.
I was talking, but I can't remember.
Yeah, it was funny, and it would work. Yeah, but that's the right way to take it off. I'm gonna keep that bad boy souvenir. Alrighty, so we have the top and the bottom part. Now we had to take these gears out to put this gear on the axle. That was no big deal because these just slide right out. Pop back in. Alright, so what we're going to do now, it's your bull gear, that's what you want to call it. Yeah.
Why? Oh, right there.
Yeah, it's easy to get these in a bind.
Oh, probably because that other axle needs to go down a little. What? Now back up.
Hammer that bad boy down a little.
Don't think I can figure.
This is really tricky when you weld these. When you go in here and you lock this diff. Little bit of a pain get it put back together then.
I found that out the hard way on mine.
Yeah.
On the other one.
That happened. Sadly.
One more bolt. It didn't matter about the bolts head on these, did it?
No.
I can't remember.
Yeah, these bolts, they do go in the diff or they go into the case in a certain way, but I don't think it really matters which way you put it in the diff itself.
I think the bolt tap head needs to come up, don't it?
When you drop it back down in the case half.
Be on the top, I believe.
I put it in upside down one time, and it was like an 1/8 inch closing, and it took me forever to figure out what it was. And it was just that little simple thing. And I asked a buddy of mine, I said, is it okay if I flip the whole diff instead of taking the bolts out? Because, I mean, everything's the same. And he's like, yeah, ain't gonna hurt anything. I mean, it's already locked. And the axles are the same. And the splines are the same. The keyway's the same. Yeah, I don't see an issue there. A little bit of a redneck way to doing things, huh? Alright, so that's the diff together, and as you can see, she is open and she is turning. And everything's turning smooth, even though I got gear oil on my hands and I can't really turn it. But yeah. Everything's turning good. I don't have a welder to lock this, or this thing would already be locked solid posi. So I was talking earlier about how I'm going to clean all this. I'm probably just going to put it back together. I'm not even going to put a gasket maker on the case halves. I'm just going to put this back together, throw the bolts in it, and send it on its way, because the fella that sent it to me just wanted me to look at the damage and not go and weld this thing. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop this back in and close this video out. Well, the diff is dropped back down. The bolt head's up, remember that. Yeah, so usually what you would do is you would clean all this out real good, scrape this old gasket off, put your gasket maker all the way around it, let it kind of get gummy, let it set for maybe an hour or 2 hours, something like that.
But he's gonna pull it back apart and weld it.
Yeah, so he's gonna take all this back apart and weld these gears in here. And I should have explained that while it was out, but you know how there's 2 gears here and then you have 2 gears here. You just take this main gear out, like how we had it earlier. You take this out, bolt the sides back together, and then that way when you spin the axle you can see all the gears spinning. You just tack weld that, get it where you want it, lay a couple solid welds on it, enough what you think will hold, and then you're good to go. But I don't have the welder to do that, so I'm just gonna throw all this together good enough to ship it back to his house, or not ship it, but you know, haul it back to his house. And yeah, hopefully he can watch this video and be like, oh, all I have to do is take 6 finger top bolts out, slide my diff out, and lock it, make it posi. I mean, I never recommend running off-road tractors open diff. Honestly, I don't like it. We've done it for a long time. It was real tiring, honestly. Not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying I don't want to do it anymore. I'm kind of spoiled now, so.
I am too.
Yeah, so that's what I think I'm stuck with. He has bad bearings down here. I went ahead and pecked the old bearing out, seal and all. I'm going to send him the part number for that, and I'll also put it in the description of the video. That way he can order him some seals and replace that. And I'll explain how you do that here in a second, once we get this casing back together. Alright, well, we're going to put the casing back on. So what issue we ran into, same thing I've done before. We had it tilted sideways and the input shaft was hidden solid, causing the input shaft cluster gear to stick up. Casing was hitting solid. Very confused. I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, so I made that same mistake before. And now it should just slide right together, we're gonna hope. Just slide it over the diff. We did sand the axle, so it should go on a little easier this time. Line it up with a brake. There we are. Okay, so like I said, we usually lock these, make them posi, put some gasket maker in here, but he's gonna go in, re-weld this, and he's got to replace his bearings and seals. Once we get these bolts in here finger tight, I'm gonna flip it over sideways and show y'all how to fix these bearings, or replace the bearings. All right, 8-speed is put back together. As you can see, my GoPro died, so I don't know what I got. All the pieces are here. It's proof on video, sending it back the way it came. I owed him a dipstick because I accidentally broke his, so I gave him the one off my spare. So you don't have to take this out. Well, actually, yeah, you do have to take this diff out to replace your needle bearings and seal that I picked out of there that blew apart. Yeah, so when you peck your needle bearing in, you can take your diff out, peck it in from the outside. You don't have to split it. Peck your needle bearing in from the outside, and then leave like an 1/8 inch gap in between your needle bearing and your seal. So what you want to do is take your seal and you want to peck it in there, and don't let it get flush with this. Take you a big socket or something, peck your needle bearing back in there just a little ways, and then put your diff in. After you put your diff in, sand it, slide your seal over your axle. I know some people don't do it that way, but I find it easier. You just have to avoid this keyway. Don't let that cut your seal. So put it on there, peck your seal in nice and flush, maybe in just a hair, and then you'll be ready to go. All these bolts are put on with an impact, nothing too crazy. So all you have to do is take these 6 bolts out, lay it on its side, break up, split the casing. Oh wait, take your shifter out, split the casing.
Make sure the shifter's in neutral.
Yeah, make sure everything's in neutral. Pull it apart, slide your diff out, lock it. Put your needle bearing, seals in here, gasket maker. Let your gasket maker set for a little bit, close it up. I'll send you the links to your seal and bearing that you need, and where you can find some gasket maker. And I think that's it. We'll maybe go through these gears a little bit, see if everything's spinning healthy. Alright, we got it shifted in high. We got it first. We got spinning there's second. Spinning of an axle.
Third.
And there's third.
Reverse.
Yep, we got reverse. Alright, put her in low. Oh yeah, super low gear. It's spinning.
Second low.
Second spinning. Yep, spinning.
Reverse.
Alright.
There's reverse. Low.
Reverse. So yeah, we'll pop that back in neutral. So everything's good. Other than those few things he's got to replace. All the gears were good. We were just running through it just to do it. I mean, clearly it was just the axle gears that were causing the issue from the beginning. I didn't think it was going to be anything like that. I thought it was just going to be something super, you know, simple. Nothing. I mean, that was simple, but I'm just saying I didn't think it was going to be all that. So, yeah, this video that I wanted to be short probably turned out to be another 20-minute video because we ran into a lot of problems, a lot of issues, a lot of interesting things. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's it. So thanks to Ron for helping. He's into this kind of stuff too. See him in the last video, and you'll see him in videos after this. All right. Well, I'm going to get this back to the kid, and we might see a video from him putting it back together or something. Who knows?